Welcome to the Drama Coach podcast. I'm Lisa, actor and communication coach, helping young performers and the people surrounding them build confidence, skill, and a real understanding of the industry. Why your child isn't booking roles and what's actually going on. Have you ever found yourself thinking, my child is talented, so why aren't they booking anything? Maybe they're getting auditions, maybe they're not. Maybe they've had a few yeses, but mostly it's no's, or worse, silence. And it's confusing, because from the outside, it can feel like, if they're good enough, shouldn't they be working? So in this episode, I want to gently reframe that, because most of the time, it's not what you think. This isn't about blaming you, your child, or their agent, if they have one. And it's not about telling you to just keep going, either. It's about understanding what's actually going on behind the scenes so that you can support them in a way that's calm, informed, and hopefully genuinely helpful. Section 1. It's not always about talent. Let's start here because this is the biggest misconception. Booking a role isn't just about being talented. It's about a whole heap of other things like the brief, the look, the age, the height, the dynamic with other actors, even things like voice, energy, or how they come across on camera. And of course, any of those things can change to meet different pieces of the puzzle depending on who's perhaps been cast already as a part of this project or who gets cast along the way. And sometimes, of course, it's just timing. 2 children can both give great auditions and only one can be chosen. That doesn't mean that one is better than the other. And it means one fits that specific job more closely. And that's really the important shift. Your child can be right and still not be right for that role. Section 2. The reality of the no's and the silence. This is the part people don't really talk about enough, in my opinion. In the industry, a no is totally normal. In fact, silence, hearing nothing back at all, is totally normal. And I don't know another job or interview that you would go to and never hear anything back, let alone not know whether you will or whether you won't hear something back ever. So I think that's difficult. You don't get any feedback, you don't get any update. This might be after a self-tape or perhaps an in-person audition, and that can feel really disheartening, especially for parents watching their child put in all the effort and go through this. But the truth is, the actors hear no far more than they hear yes, even the working actors. So instead of measuring success by bookings, let's start to look at, did they get the audition? Did they prepare well? Did they show up calmly and clearly? Because all of that is within their control and hopefully your control as well. So those are the wins. They are great. If they've done all of those things, fantastic. Section 3. A good audition doesn't always equal a booked job. This is a big one. A good audition does not guarantee a job, and a child not booking a role does not mean they did a bad audition. In fact, they might have done a great audition. They probably did do everything right or creative or interesting or fun. Perhaps they did clear choices, a good focus, a natural performance. But again, the casting is all about fit, and on that occasion, the fit wasn't right. So we need to separate the two. Think about the audition as the work. It's hard when we tell this to actors that are trying to pay their rent or their mortgage. You know, they'll have a second job, unfortunately, more often than not. But when it's a child, they don't have to worry about those things. So see the auditions as the work. Praise them for the work that they're doing and receiving. And the booking that's the outcome, isn't it? Which isn't fully in their control, or of course, your control. So this shift, separating the two, I think shifts and protects confidence, hopefully. Because otherwise every no starts to feel personal, and it really doesn't need to be. Section 4. What parents should focus on instead. So if it's not just about talent and bookings aren't the full picture, where should your focus be? I'd say it should be here, in building skills. Understanding how to approach scripts, self-tapes, and taking direction. Supporting confidence, not hype, but calm, grounded belief. Creating a positive environment around auditions that isn't pressure-filled. And helping them understand that this is a process, not a quick result. But when a child feels safe, supported, and clear on what they're doing, that's usually when they do their best work. And that will not necessarily lead to a job, but of course, it should lead to bookings over time if they consistently continue to grow and develop and keep that sense of confidence and not let it get knocked by all of the no's or the silence. So if your child isn't booking right now, it doesn't automatically mean something's wrong. It might mean they're learning, they're growing, and they're getting closer, or simply that the right role just hasn't come up yet. And if you're a parent listening thinking, I just want to understand this world a bit more and support them properly, this is exactly why I created this podcast, to give you that clarity and confidence. And I bring lots of guests on, and I do solo episodes too, to try and help and support and explain and give offers and suggestion and help you and your child as much as possible. I'll keep breaking these things down in future episodes. And if this one resonated, I know it's only a short one, but if this resonated and you felt any of those little things help you, please share it with another parent who might need to hear this. As always, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next episode.